Yo, it's Brian here. Today, gonna be talking about the San Francisco 49ers, as always, doing another top 3 video. This time talking about key position matchups for the 49ers against the Steelers happening this Sunday at Levi Stadium. So this is going to be a little bit different from my previous 2 videos on a Wednesday. For the past 2 weeks, I've been doing key players for each game that is essential for the success of the team. Come Sunday, now I'm going to be doing key position matchups. So, for example, I'll be doing our wide receivers versus their defensive backs. That will be one of the lists. You know, a lot of you guys have been asking me to do something like this. My edge-to-edge videos, a lot of you guys have been asking me to kind of do based on the criteria on that, but I kind of don't want to do that. I want to evaluate the talent, what I believe they've done for the past week or two, and then try to predict on what they're going to do this week in terms of what each group can do, if you guys know what I mean. Jimmy Garoppolo versus Mason Rudolph this week. I like to base it on what they did last week and then project what they're going to do this week in terms of giving the person the edge. A little bit different, unconventional, but for this one, I'm going to go a little bit more traditional and doing key matchups. Going to get to it right now. Hope you guys do enjoy this new style video. Before I get the video started, please like and subscribe to support my channel. That is going to help me out a lot. Click that bell notification to get notified of future videos. Share this content with fellow Niner faithfuls. All you guys new to my channel, whether you're a 49er Steelers fan, please subscribe. I've been talking about this game the whole week, all the way leading up to Friday, and then Sunday I will have a reaction video definitely after the game. Hopefully the 49ers winning. Going to get to it right now. Top 3 key position matchups for the 49ers against the Steelers this Sunday. Number 3 are wide receivers versus their defensive backs. I think this is an important matchup because, as we all know now, Micah Fitzpatrick just got traded to the Steelers for a first rounder from the Dolphins. So I think that's going to add a little bit more dynamicness to their defensive backfield because, to be honest with you, it's very underwhelming for the Steelers. And the 49ers, they have some pretty good wide receivers in my opinion. Number 1 receiver, definitely not, but you're talking about a collection of talented guys, the guys that can get it done, definitely. Also, we have George Kittle. I consider him as a receiver as well. I mean, he's a mismatch for anybody, to be honest with you. He can just overwhelm you. He can run the ball after the catch. You also got other guys like Deebo Samuel, who could emerge as the number 1 receiver. They were using him quite a bit against the Bengals last Sunday. Marquise Goodwin, he's kind of getting back to that form with Jimmy Garoppolo. I know it's against the Bengals, but at the same time, it's nice to see that rapport of those two again because I am a big fan of those two teaming up together. They did a fantastic job, as I keep saying, in 2017, and I hope 2019 they can get something going even more because I love those two. I think were made for each other. So far, it's looking pretty good. Also, we got other nice guys like Richie James. Love to have Jalen Hurd and Trent Taylor, but they're not going to be available for this game for the most part. So really, I mean, the receiving core, including George Kittle, I think they're going to give them some problems. Kyle Shanahan likes to move these guys around like crazy so they can play XYZ receivers. They can be in the slot. They can do just pretty much anything that they want in terms of what Shanahan is desiring because he's a great offensive coach and he can just make stuff happen. Hopefully the Steelers defensive backfield, they're ready for the 49ers receiving core, dynamic guys, not number 1 receivers, but at the same time, pretty good receivers in my opinion. We'll see what happens come this Sunday. Fitzpatrick, I love to see what he does in terms of can he improve this defense instantly come week 3. So that's the biggest question. We're going to have to find out this Sunday. But for me, wide receiving core, I think they have a big edge over their cornerbacks and safeties, but we'll see what happens. Number 2, going to go for the coaches, Kyle Shanahan versus Mike Tomlin. This is a very interesting matchup because Mike Tomlin, he's been around in the league for many years now. He's been the head coach of the Steelers since, I think, 2008. And this is his 11th year, assuming it's 2008. Shanahan, this is like his 3rd year as a 49ers head coach. Experience versus a little bit of a new coach, I guess you want to call it, although Shanahan has been a coach for a while now. He knows the ins and outs of being a head coach. This is going to be a very interesting matchup just because our offense is going to go up against Tomlin's defense. I mentioned this just now in my number 3 segment. I really want to stress to the point because Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo, I think he's going to call another masterful game just because Pittsburgh's defense, you know, even with Micah Fitzpatrick, it's really not that good, to be honest with you. Unless Fitzpatrick can completely change the dynamics of this defense this Sunday, assuming that he really doesn't because he's just one player and you need the whole team to be really good. I assume Shanahan's going to have another clinic of a day like he did against Cincinnati on Sunday. Man, that was just a masterful performance. I've never seen Kyle just be in the flow of a game like he was in week 2 against the Bengals, and I hope to see the same thing in the home opener against the Steelers. The two teams, their makeups is by the head coaches. Whoever wins this game, it's really on the head coach, to be honest with you. The quarterbacks are always important, but for me personally, I believe the coach is one of the most important people in the whole team. Shanahan versus Tomlin, we'll see what happens then, but I think Shanahan's offense, Jimmy and company, they're going to have a pretty big day against Mike Tomlin and their sort of talented defense with TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Joe Hayden, but just as a collective unit, they're really not that good in my opinion. The number 1 matchup for this game for the 49ers against the Steelers this Sunday is our D-line versus their O-line. I keep mentioning this D-line for the past couple of weeks now. now. I've been hyping it. So far, they have not disappointed me and everyone in Niner faithful because they are just an amazing squad. Yes, I know Cincinnati's offensive line, they wasn't that good. They were all beat up. Tampa Bay's offensive line, they were really not that good in my opinion as well. But still, to have all that talent, I think they could hang with pretty much any offensive line. And the Steelers' offensive line so far in week 3, they're probably the best one to match up for this D-line. We'll see what happens then. I believe Bosa, D Ford, DeForest Buckner, all of them, they can have a pretty good day against the Steelers' offensive line, and they can give Mason Rudolph a lot of trouble. Also, James Conner as well. A lot of questions in terms of his status coming into Sunday with the knee injury, but I'm going to assume he's going to be playing for this game, but you never know. I mean, Joe Mixon, he ended up playing against the 49ers last week, but it was not a good day for the running game. So I expect the 49ers to have a pretty similar performance, not just for this segment, but just for the whole team in general, because overall, I just think the 49ers are better than the Steelers in this juncture period. If you're talking about a couple of years ago, yes, the Steelers were a very, very good team, playoff Super Bowl contenders, but now with Big Ben out and just the whole team being in disarray, in my opinion, I think the 49ers now, they're the better team coming into Sunday than the Steelers. I expect a lot of big things from Bosa and company against their offensive line and James Conner as well, or Jalen Samuels, whoever's going to be doing the carrying the load, and also give Mason Rudolph a lot of troubles. That's the biggest matchup for this week. I'll probably keep saying this whole D-line thing because it's really important for the 49ers, and that's the essential success for Robert Saleh's wide 9 defense. That's pretty much it, you guys. Please let me know what key matchups are you looking forward to for this Sunday. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to help me out a lot. I'll be catching you guys up probably tomorrow on a Thursday. If not, I'll catch you guys up on Friday. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Go Niners all day.